guess I better go ahead and talk about this. Yeah, I'm talking about this. A teen Pokemon player disqualified for offending a non-binary Pokemon judge. Yeah, that's right. People are talking about this. Why? Because it's crazy that people would go out of their way to cancel somebody over a petty issue. And this was petty, to be honest. This story, basically, Makani Tran. For those who don't know, Tran is kind of like a common, Vietnamese name. It's also common in other countries. But anyways, as Makani Tran, which is probably Hawaiian, but that's all I know. Anyways, a young Pokemon trading card player, TCG player from Utah. Oh, that explains why they banned him. Yep, Mormon country. Anyways, was disqualified from the Pokemon TCG regional tournament in Charlotte. Yep. Yeah, Charlotte. The place where North Carolina. Last week, after it allegedly made the judge presiding over his 6-round match uncomfortable about their pronouns, according to Tran, who posted about this disqualification in a tweet longer when the judge asked his preferred pronouns before the match. He responded with his preferred pronouns, he, him, and then let out a nervous laugh due to the nerves and embarrassment from his account. And this is according to him on a tweet longer. After that, the judge asked once more, what are you guys' preferred pronouns? Alex Schmisker, the opponent, says he and him, and then say, he, him, and ha. A little laugh in the end was because I was trying not to be awkward, and because I was just starting the exact thing. Alex had just stated it was kind of silly to me in this scenario. Then the judge looked at me and said, okay, just wanted to check to be safe. I go by they, them. So don't be a jerk about it. They smiled after this and gave me no sign whatsoever of being upset or uncomfortable when they said, don't be a jerk about it. I thought they were just saying in general, like a future or something. I had no clue that I had upset them, and I had no intentions to do so whatsoever. After the first match, the group of judges approached the match area and began speaking with Schumacher, telling Tran to keep his headphones on so they couldn't overhear the conversation. So they basically were talking behind his back. Yeah, they weren't talking in front of him, they were talking behind his back. That's what happened. So one judge puts his headset on and asks me, Makani, what was said to the judge when they asked for your pronouns. This is where I began to get a bit worried and wondered if I had done something wrong. I answered the question, I said he, him. The judge then asked me if there were anything else. I said they wanted to know what my tone was during the conversation. Then I said, very important that I answered it truthfully. I said the only possible thing I might have done was I could have taken it the wrong way when I laughed a bit, and I told them, and I was just nervous. The judge then told me to walk off the stage and talk off stage. I was still confused during this, even more confused when I see two more players walking on stage to take Alex and my spots. I walked in behind the curtains by the stage, and the head judge asked me exactly what I was said, and I explained what happened, and then the nervous laugh because I was embarrassed because of what went down in Baltimore. During this, I was polite and calm and made sure clearly to get my point across and made it extremely clear that I had no intentions whatsoever of harming or upsetting anyone. The head judge seemed to understand. I was a bit relieved, but he pulls me out of the rule book on his phone and says, due to me violating their inclusive policy, due to me making someone feel unsafe and uncomfortable, I was disqualified from the event. So, that's what happened. Yes, these people felt threatened and paranoid. Schizophrenia. Yep. That's pretty much what happened here. I hate to say this. It's kind of sad that they would go all out on a kid, especially an adult man, getting upset at a Pokemon tournament. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Telling a kid that he was disqualified because he said he, him, and haha. Yeah, because he basically is from Utah. Keep this in mind. This kid was from Utah, and I can understand why they banned him. Maybe discrimination. Maybe he didn't know better. Kid, I'm going to say this. It's not your fault. It's not your fault at all. It's just a bunch of paranoid schizophrenics that get upset over petty issues like this. And sometimes these people tend to make these policies to enforce these things out of sheer paranoia and schizophrenia. That's right. I hate to say this, but they want to enforce this whole idea of pronouns. And I'm not trying to be mean to these people who have pronouns. It's just not everyone knows what pronouns is. That's right. Not everyone knows what the LGBTQ pronouns are. And I understand they want to enforce this idea. But keep in mind, not everyone knows it. And the kid probably didn't know it. And he tried his best to answer it as best as possible, but he probably didn't know better. But you can't really disqualify him over this because he did know, and yet you want to enforce this upon him like it's some religious overtone. Keep in mind, I'm not here to judge you guys, but this is a little bit harsh. And I hate to say it, the kid didn't try to hurt anybody or attack anybody, but it sounds like to me these people really, really were upset over a petty issue that could have easily be resolved, but they didn't. This is kind of stupid, as far as I can tell. And the fact that the Tran managed to get money for this because of the fact that due to the disqualification, people are supporting him over this whole issue because he lost in the tournament and lost a lot of money over this. Now, this is what Tran said and told us, there's nothing I know that isn't already public, but I was uninvolved beyond being his opponent when it happened. Yesterday, he tweeted how he didn't think McCanny should have been disqualified, but appears to have donated to his GoFundMe. Now, this is what he said. We reached out to Tran in the comments via Twitter and didn't receive a response, but he did tweet out today that he does not want this incident to be used to bully or harass trans community. What a sportsman right there. But yet, people like this, who get upset over petty issues like this, should never do this. Even as an adult, you should always remember that you could easily resolve this by talking to the kid and telling him this, because he probably had no idea. But instead, you kind of got upset and got butthurt and removed him from the tournament. That's right, Judge. I'm calling you out. You're a petty man. Anyways, I'm out of here. Peace. And chicken grease.